You're watching Helen versus the world again. I've decided that it's really hard to film just in my room. This is the quietest place in my flat. So this week I'm going to be talking about a social issue. What would I know? So the social issue for me that I find at the moment is housing and rentals. I share with 2 international students, well kind of 3, one girl from up north, which is really cool. And I love my roommates, it's great and it's great to live here, but now that my contract's running out I've got to find somewhere else to live. There's many problems when it comes to trying to find a rental. One, you've got to find someone to live with, and at the moment all of my roommates that live here are either going home, back to other countries, or actually yeah, they're all going home over Christmas, and then they're going to stay here next year too. So I've got to find a completely different roommate, and it's really hard trying to find someone that you trust and you really want to move in with without knowing them. Thankfully at work I've become good friends with a couple of the girls, and one of them has the same situation. She's at Curtin and she needs to move out for Christmas, and we've decided to find a place together. Yay! Yay for Helen! It's almost cheaper to pay a mortgage on a house than it is to pay rent. Do you have any idea how expensive rent is? I'm sure most of you do, or a lot of you, or some of you, those lucky ones that still live at home with their parents. So the biggest thing, there's so many things. One, the rent is astronomical at the moment. It's just huge. I don't see why the market is just floating all over the place. My sister is paying less mortgage on her new house a month than I will be paying on rent in a couple of weeks. It just messes with my head. I went to apply for a house in Mount Pleasant, which is a pretty nice suburb, as I'm sure a few of you know. And the house was a dump. The rooms were smaller than the rooms at the uni village, which are tiny. And they wanted like $400 a week for 2 rooms and a kitchen that was broken down and stuff didn't work and you had no parking. So I was like, you're paying for a name of a suburb. It's like paying for a name brand TV that kind of works, but it's just a TV in the end of it. So that's got my girt up, my punch on, my grr. So yeah, that's one big element, as well as the other finding roommates. The third big thing I find is that the application forms, and it's just so confusing. How are young people supposed to apply for houses if they've never really had rental history before? Well, what are we supposed to do? We really need a place to live, but yet we can't get one because everyone's looking for people that have lived lots of places before. Come on guys, give us a break. I mean, you can't expect us to have had years upon years if you won't even let us in to rent our first place. So, you know, that's my social rant done with, really. I'd really like to know what you guys have experienced with renting and trying to find places. At the moment I'm super interested because housing is like up here right next to assignments at the moment. Yeah, cool. Alright, I'll catch you next week.